Welcome to the Best Effing Podcast. I'm your host, Money Shot. Let's get into it. Kobe, not top 10. You heard it. Not top 10. Why do I think he's not top 10? First 3 years, he was the second best player on his team. His last 2 years, yes, he was the man. I'll give him props for that. But no one on my top 10 was really the second guy, for the exception of Kareem and Shaq. But they were the second guy later in their career. They've already won championships by the time they were the second guy on the team. With Kobe, he was the second guy first, then proved himself after the fact. He's definitely top 15 in my book. And he might be like 11 or 12. So he's there. He's close. But he's not in the top 10 for me. I think he catapulted to the top 10 because of the unfortunate events that happened to him, you know. When he was alive, I didn't hear Kobe top 10, besides obviously Kobe fans. But the casual fan wasn't putting him in the top 10. And we have these type of situations happen a lot, right? It's an untimely demise, and the individual gets shot up to legendary status, GOAT status, all that. And I mean, I don't blame them. You know, it's like the painter effect, right? The painter, he's out here painting, selling these paintings. It's his livelihood. They're shortchanging him. You know, like, I'll give you $100 for this. I'll give you $50 for this. I'll give you $125. But that same painter that was selling these $50, $100, $150 paintings, once he's not alive anymore, those same exact $50 paintings now might be going for $50,000. Why? Because, you know, the legend and the allure of the painter is at an all-time high now. Why? Because you can't make another painting. So everything now is, you know, limited. And the fact that it's limited, it makes it more rare. Now, these are still the same paintings that you bought for $50. So that could be said with musicians, athletes, and I would say, for the most part, anything or anyone that's in the entertainment industry, where, you know, your streams will go up, your sales will go up, everything goes up when you go down. But see, I try to stay subjective. If I didn't believe you were top 10 when you were alive, I won't change my mind once you're not around anymore. You don't just catapult into the top 10 because I feel bad for you. I can't do that. So to me, Kobe is not top 10. I'm going to stick to my guns. And if you want to know what my top 10 is, comment down below and ask me. Money Shot, what is your top 10? And I'll do a video for it, dedicated to the top 10. Okay? Going to the NFL now. Who do I think is going to have a breakout season? To me, player-wise, who's going to have a breakout season? Something is telling me Zach Wilson. He's the number 2 pick of the draft from last year. Showed some flashes. Didn't really have a solid team, though. Got injured. I think the Jets draft hit it out the park. And I think Zach Wilson will be the breakout player that we were not expecting, because we didn't even know he was going to be a second overall pick prior to the draft. And he became the second overall pick, and the expectations obviously is high for a second overall pick player. But it's the Jets, let's be honest. But I think picking up Garrett Wilson and Bryce Hall is going to do wonders for him. It's going to do wonders for him. The NFL is all about weapons, and now they have weapons. Took them a while, but they have weapons now. So that's my breakout player. My prediction for him would be 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 15 picks. And I think that's pretty solid for a guy in his second year in the NFL. I got the Jets at least winning 6 games. So I got them going 6-11. And I think on a year-to-year basis, they're going to start getting better and better. But this year, it's going to elevate Zach Wilson. Because anytime you have that type of season, it builds confidence. And I think it's going to build confidence when it comes to Zach Wilson. That's my breakout player of the 2022 season. To the next. Let's get it. Top 10 NFL tight ends. Now, I don't know how George Kittle is ranked higher than Travis Kelce. Beats me. Kelce has been the most productive tight end for 5-6 straight seasons. But some way, somehow, he's second on this list. I don't know how, though. George Kittle had a okay season last year. Wasn't bad. He had a couple of injuries. Could have been better. Debo really helped that offense. But man, Travis Kelce, though, hell of a season. Hell of a season. Definitely was the best tight end last year. Numbers-wise, you would say Mark Andrews. But impact, numbers, consistency, you got to put Kelce at number 1. Got to. I don't know how you get away with ranking him second. don't know how you do it. Travis Kelce is the face of the tight ends right now. He's going to have a phenomenal season again. And I'm already predicting in 2023 season, they're going to make him the second best tight end again. Give the man his props. I know second ain't bad. You know, you're still second. But come on, man. I would not pick any tight end over Travis Kelce right now. None. George Kittle is still a top tight end, though. Don't get me wrong. But he's not number one. The most surprising team in the 2022 NFL season. The most surprising team I would give to the Saints. I don't think a lot of people are expecting anything from the Saints. Jameis is back from that ACL injury. They lost their coach, Sean Payton. Michael Thomas is back, but we haven't seen him play in a year. It's not really that. No expectations, really, for the Saints, right? I personally think that the Saints will take advantage of that. The fact that no one is expecting them to show up. And they'll catch a lot of teams. I got them at 11-6. They will lose out on the division. I got Tampa Bay winning that division. We'll have another video for that when I do division predictions. But I got the Saints going 11-6 and making the playoffs. You're going to have a solid season. Kamara is going to look a little bit more like Kamara. Michael Thomas is definitely going to have a nice season too. People are underestimating Jameis. He started off pretty well before his injury, and I think he's going to be able to continue that. Underachieving team of the 2022 season in the NFL. I got the Chargers. Chargers, yes. They've been speaking about Justin Herbert in glowing fashion. Hasn't really proved anything, but he has been putting up the numbers. I again have him missing the playoffs. Some people have Justin Herbert ranked in the top 5 at his position. Some people have him as high as 3. And for you not to make the playoffs being ranked that high is insane. You get ranked that high on a list, you better make the playoffs. But I have him missing the playoffs again. Even with the addition of Khalil Mack. Even with the addition of J.C. Jackson. And they're still going to miss the playoffs. With all that added to the equation, they're still going to miss the playoffs. Cowboys are going to go 8-9 at best. They lost their number 1 receiver. They lost their best defensive end, pass rushing wise. I think they undervalued Amari Cooper. They're undervalued his contribution, whether he was catching the ball or not. He was still a guy that you had to watch. He made CeeDee Lamb's job easier. And now CeeDee Lamb will get all the attention. I think he will struggle. In certain games, he's going to look great. In certain games, he's going to look bad or terrible. When you take away a security blanket for a quarterback, it makes his job that much harder. And I think Dak will have a hard time this season. I got him at 8-9. Worst case scenario, they'll go 7-10. But I'll give him 8-9. I think with the 8-9, I think they can still make the playoffs, maybe as a wild card team. And that's my prediction. Cowboy fans, you're going to go 8-9. Mike McCarthy is the new Jason Garrett. How about them apples? Thank you for tuning in to the Best Effing Podcast. I am your host, Money Shot. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for another episode of the Best Effing Podcast.